Oh, no, no, sir. It is a drought. A drought that seeks to suffocate, bait and torture the living beings are among men. A drought that every man here will have to go through in span of 2 years. Some of us will give in to this drought of suffocation, while some will still choose to fight on. Contest here, ladies and gentlemen. Now I speak of no other drought than what we suffer in the hands of our own academia. The drought of women. The drought of women to our afflicted souls cutteth through hard work and deep concentration. Now this drought ended very briefly for some of us when we were released for 13 consecutive weeks by our lovely university. For most it was time for joy and play, but for me it was time to meet the new. Look, after 2 consecutive years of academic activities, isolated from the true world of humans, caged in thermodynamics and discrete mathematics, I touched the deadline of endurance. But with this newly found freedom, I was thinking to myself, what should I do? Then I came up with this brilliant idea. CIM, marketing. Now, my mother would praise me for it. Praise me for my efforts in taking knowledge. But most importantly, my mother would fund me. So now there I was, every Saturday and Sunday, smiling away at all the privileges at class, studying very casually, being the trouble-free soul that I am, until my very old sister tried to capture an intimate moment of me at class and post it on Facebook. Now my mother, being the very inquisitive woman that she is, refers to this picture as I was flipping through my notifications. And me being the very nice boy that I am, tell my mother, now Amma, please read the latest version of your future daughter-in-law, Abhibashani Dilshah. Now we end this conversation with a laugh. But what struck me the most is that the preceding family gathering, my mother, referring to her future daughter-in-law, without much approval. Now the reason being Abhibashani Dilshah being punished. Now, knowing my mother since the day that I was born, obviously, is no bad woman. But maybe a little. Maybe it's just because she was born in the height of racial discrimination and segregation in Sri Lanka. The era Sri Lanka fell apart, entering into war with extremist groups. Protected or until the others of the order of the day. A time of true anarchy. Now listen, today we say we've achieved peace. Today we proudly say that we've achieved peace after decades of war. Now I wonder to myself, have we actually achieved peace? Now look, it's not about me marrying up among standing to seldom being the problem. It's not. The problem is our mentality. Our mentality towards our own and our mentality against our own. Now that is the problem. The problem that we failed to address then, and the problem we are still failing to address now, after decades of war. Listen, mate, I was born into a nation in war. I was born into a nation where mass killing was a common sight. Public transportation was a water suicide. Now, you could tell me that it's okay for me to be a little lenient to my own. But they're all human. That I all have my mistakes and flaws. But racial discrimination is not just a mere weakness in the system. It is deep, so deep that it acts as a plaguing agent, spreading the disease of segregation from generation to generation to generation, making communities hate each other, envy each other, and curse one another. Now this disease has to be taken out right from its roots, and only then ever leave us alone. Now I am very fortunate, my friend. I am ever grateful to my alma mater, St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, for making me the man that I am today. For I grew up with the Adams and Sivadadas, the Rehan Mahfouz and the George Lee Kennedys all my life. And I still remember the fat version of Adams and Sivadas eating about 10 hot dogs per day for lunch and always being the topping class. Now today's journey is all slimmed down with blur thread. and is competing with me on the same stage, on the same ground. That's it, huh? But what's important is that I have fond memories of my childhood shared not only with Sinhalese, but also with Tamils, Muslims and brothers. Now this is the experience that has led me to understand and treat and appreciate every human being for himself, and not for his race, caste or religion. To show compassion to the weak. No matter where he comes from or who he believes in. Now this, I firmly believe, is the only way forward for us. A multi-ethnic society. Now you take the first step, my friend. Show compassion to each other, love each other, care for each other, learn their language, communicate with them, learn from them, fall in love with them. Live together as one, as the same nation and the same flag. Because one can always make a difference. And as I said to my mother, the world is anyway going to be small. I have to start thinking now. Thank you.